uh, probably a good 2 months later. See, it's June now. The season wrapped up back in April, so April, May, June. 2 months later for the season finale of the Private Club. All right, the final episode of the Private Club podcast. So first and foremost, man, I definitely owe, as the commissioner of the Private Club, I owe all of you, man, just a sincere apology from the bottom of my heart. Just was not able to get around to this with everything that's going on. As you can see, my background looks totally different. I'm not even in New York anymore. My family and I just left, transitioned from West Point, New York, en route to Oklahoma. And we're not even in Oklahoma yet. So I'm here at TDY in Virginia right now, in the school, right, CGSOC. And my family's down in Alabama. Oh, whatnot. So just a lot of moving and transitioning, as you all know, that just kind of comes with the military experience. And was never able to really like get around to finalizing something that y'all absolutely deserve, right? The actual finale, the final results of the Private Club podcast, to announce all the award winners, to announce the winners of the playoffs, and all that, right? So here I am, 2 months later, here again, and I'm getting ready to do this out of my hotel room, because I number one, I have the time to do it, now that things have kind of settled down here in school, but number two, because you all deserve it, right? There's a lot of players who who perform their butts off, in our free league, and stuck by us. More importantly, they stuck by us, through a lot of turmoil. As you know, we had 24 teams, and we always had teams in the on the wait list, just dying to get in, right? So just two things we want to go over real quick before we actually get this thing started. Number one, we voted right before, right as the season was ending, we voted to ensure, all the team captains voted that if you finish the season with us all the way through, you're eligible to win an award at the end of the season. If you did not, if you had to drop, if you had to cancel, if you had to, if you quit the league altogether, then your stats were removed from the final results. You're not eligible to win an award. So that actually kind of shakes things up, right? But that's what y'all voted on. That's what we decided to do. And I have all those results. So we'll go over those right after we go over the results of the playoffs, right? We got to talk about the playoffs first. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. We'll get this thing started, man. We'll get this thing started. The finale of the Private Club podcast for season 1. Let's share the screen. All right. Share. Okay, great. And pull that in. Let's see here. I thought I did it right. 1 second. Hold on. Let's see. 1 second. Let's pull this up. There we go. All right. So let's pull this down. There we go. All right. Okay. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. There we go. Technical difficulties with I'm doing this off my Mac, not my old computer. Just a lot of things have changed since the last time I've done this. So see if we can get this up and running. Come on. All right, bam. Okay, here we go. Season finale, Private Club podcast. All right. Let's start off with our official platform. All right, so this platform is actually going to change. So this is our old website. Now that we are completely merged under twotruebrand.com. Again, that is twotruebrand.com. They are the Private Club's official sponsor. We are now switching our website from Team Linked to recleague.net. However, season 1 of the Private Club, as you all remember, that it was hosted by the teamlinked.com website. So that said, in order to go see how the playoffs went, we have to go to our old website. So let's do that. Let's click on the website. and let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. If the internet will participate with us, right? So you all remember, all right, you all remember our website. All right, here it is. Man, memories here, man. Memories. Good times. But let's go ahead and let's go to schedule. I did not expect for the internet to be this slow. Let's go playoffs, and let's go look at the bracket. So as we're going over the results of the playoffs and just kind of how everything happened, let me just give everyone a refresher, right? Because I know it's been about 2 months. So just remember, hey, in the playoffs, there were 5 rounds, right? The first round, second round, the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and then, obviously the championship round. Just remember that each playoff series was best of 3. It was a best of 3 series until the championship. So the championship series was the first and only series that was the best of 5. But all the other series were the best of 3. And listen, I looked earlier, there were a lot of sweeps, 2-0 sweeps in our playoffs. Rarely did a series, there were a few times, but rarely did a series actually go 3 games. But let's go ahead and let's start with round 1. All right. So Up and Over obviously had a bye, with them being the top 8, one of the top 8 teams. So the top 8 teams of our 24 teams got first round byes. All right. So in the first round, Ball So Hard swept Revenge Tour 2-0. Form Elite swept Gang RZ 2-0. Top Legion got a bye. Simply Great got a bye. No Faking, they swept used to be the Xavier Musketeers. So No Faking, they swept Grim Reaps 2-0. First round. Humble Mentality got swept 2-0 by Las Leyendas. All right. Tier 1 had a bye. Trench University had a bye. Here again, the only playoff series that actually went a full 3 games. 4TF Elite versus us. AMC, they wound up taking game 3 and they moved on. They moved on to the second round. All right, Just Be Comp. Okay, Just Be Comp, they swept the Elite Goats 2-0. Area Code Boys had a first round bye. Team Domination had a first round bye. And then Northside Vibe, led by DD Smooth K, who's now an AMC legend. So Northside, they swept Break the Code 2-0. Gorgon Knights swept Vamp Camp 2-0, and then Miami Killers had a first round bye. All right, so on to the second round. So here's how the second round shaped out. As you can see, the Gorgon Knights got swept by the Miami Killers 2-0. Here again, a lot of sweeps, man, like a lot of sweeps. I mean, that just goes to show there were some really strong teams out there. I mean, that's just what it is. Team Domination swept Northside Vibes 2-0. Just Be Comp swept the Area Code Boys 2-0. Trench University swept 4TF Elite 2-0. Las Leyendas swept the Tier 1 Hoopers 2-0. Simply Great swept No Faking 2-0. All right. Forum Elites, they got swept by Top Legion 2-0. And Up and Over, the number 1 overall seed, swept Ball So Hard 2-0. All right. So now on to the quarterfinals. Okay. Quarterfinals, Up and Over and Top Legion. Up and Over swept that series 2-0. A lot of sweeps. Las Leyendas, another series. They swept Simply Great. And that was a little surprising for me, but they swept Simply Great 2-0. It's a strong performance. Here goes one. So Just Be Comp beat Trench University. This was by far the biggest upset of the entire playoff series. Just Be Comp came in, and right now I can't even remember like their actual seed, like 18th, 19th seed. I don't remember what it was, and they beat the number 3 overall team, right? In a 3-game series, all right, and they took game 3. That's impressive. That shook up the bracket altogether. Like all the predictions went out the window when that happened. Team Domination beat the Miami Killers 2-1. They also went 3 games. So now let's get into the semifinals. So in the semis, this was very unfortunate. Let me come over here a little bit. So this is unfortunate. This series never happened because Team Domination had a situation where their team captain couldn't play. I mean, he was out of town. He couldn't come back, and he wound up succeeding. He wound up, forfeiting that playoff series, the semifinal playoff series, to Just Be Comp. which allowed Just Become to move on to the championship. So that happened. Unfortunate, man, because team domination, man, they finished as like the number 2 team with the second best record. I mean, they were on a tear, man. Like they dominated throughout the entire season, and it's just kind of disappointing they weren't able to just kind of finish it out, And then up here, Up and Over swept Las Leyendas in the semifinals, 2-0. So then it gets to the actual championship between Just Become and Up and Over. Now, mind you, championship was a three-game series. So let's see if it was a sweep, and it was. Right. So Up and Over swept Just Become in the championship series 3-0, which essentially means Up and Over swept the entire playoffs. Think about that. Right. So Wet Like Bee, View Accounts, Dollar TV, all of them, Big Meats, all of them, they swept the whole playoffs without losing a single game. That by itself deserves its own award, man. Like, that is very impressive. So big shout out, huge shout out to Up and Over. So that said, hold on, I'm ruining the surprises now. All right, so now we're back on full screen. Great. All right, let's move on. All right, so here go the awards. Your scoring champion is Wet Like Bee from Up and Over. This man dropped 443 points. 443 points. No one in the league came even within 100 points of Wet Like Bee. That in itself is insane, bro. 443 points is a lot of points to be scoring, man. But also congratulations to everyone who finished in the top 10 for the scoring champion award, right? So your scoring champion is Wet Like Bee from Up and Over, but you got Hedge Manny. Hey, so Manny came in second. K, right? K Broski came in third. Real Colossal from Just Become came in fourth. Rose came in fifth. Cully from Simply Great finished sixth for scoring champion. There's some irony there. For those of y'all who didn't know, Cully's down the AMC Legend, right? Over in KLA and VLA. Usual Buckets from TU came in seventh. Trevor Green. Trevor from No Faking. Okay, cool. He made the list at number 8. Gold from Forum Elite at number 9. And then YKTV from Miami Killers, right? Finished 10th for the scoring champion. Hey, so listen, if you're watching this podcast and you see one of your teammates on this list of top 10, man, be sure to just show that person some love, man. Like it matters. Like, dude, y'all got to remember there was over 250 players in this league. Like, this league was deep. One of the deepest leagues literally on the current gen platform. All right. So to be in the top 10 in any category in a league this deep, that's saying something, man. That's saying something. Let's go to the Glass Cleaner of the Year. All right, Glass Cleaner of the Year, we had a tie. This is the only award that actually resulted in a tie. Right. So remember, there are multiple people who could have been on this list, but they dropped and they quit out. And so they didn't finish the season. Therefore, they were taken off this list. And when the new list was generated, this is actually what the stats came up with. So I am tied with Angry Elf from Just Become. So you have a co-winner. So I'm the co-winner for Glass Cleaner of the Year, as well as Angry Elf. So, hey, Angry Elf, if you're watching this, man, congratulations. You and I, we take this award. And yeah, man, looking forward to potentially playing against you again in the future. If y'all come back for season 2, man. So, but congratulations. All right, so now let's just look at the other top 10, the other top 10 rebounders. All right, so you got myself, you got Angry F, you got YKTV from the Miami Killers. All right, he had a heck of a season. You got Paint, Hard in the Paint, right? He's from Simply Great. Some more irony there, right? He is now an AMC legend. All right, so Snags from Revenge Tour. You got KED from Area Code Boys. You got McKinney. All right, so from TU. All right, and then and everyone else. Some of these I can't pronounce. I'm not even gonna try, man. But y'all see it, man. If y'all see, your teammate on this, man, just show him some love, man. Show him some love. Congrats to the award winner. So Dimer of the Year, K Broski took it, right? K Broski took this times 10, ran away with it with 200 assists on the season. Bro, like that is in freaking sane. 200 assists, G. 200. Like that's out of control. So congrats to him. He is the K Broski is your dimer of the year. So for the rest of the top 10. So Wet Like B from Up and Over, who also, you remember, Wet Like B is also your scoring champion. He finished second for Dimer of the Year. So I mean, he's building a good resume for MVP. We'll talk about MVP at the end of the episode, but that's a heck of a resume to be the scoring champion and to finish second for Dimer of the Year. That really means, I mean, you're just facilitating a great offense. My dog Showtime, right? So our point guard, he finished third. Trevor finished fourth from No Faking. Manny fifth. Colossal sixth. All right, so on and so on. Spider, Rose. Casual hit it. So Casual, another AMC legend now. So Casual finished ninth. And then Coach Trey from Area Code Boys, right? So here again, y'all got any teammates, right, on this top 10? Show them some love, man. Y'all know how we do it. Show them some love. So King of Thieves, let's look at it. Most steals. So you got G5NY, right? I think that stands for New York. But G, so hey man, congrats, man. Like you are the King of Thieves, bro. 42 steals on the season. 42 of them, man. 42 of them. So congrats, man. Well deserved. Everybody need to show him some love, man. That's here again. The reason it's impressive here again is because of how many people were actually in this, right? Over 250 people, and you got more steals than everybody, like combined. So that matters, man. It does. That definitely matters. So for the rest of the top 10, right? So you got May J from Just Be Comp. You got Wook from Miami Killers. Benji Get Busy from TU. Dollar TV. So Dollar made this from Up and Over. Made this list with how many steals? So Dollar had 30 steals, and he was tied with View Accounts from the same team. So Dollar and View Accounts both play for Up and Over, which is crazy to me. If y'all think about, I mean, that's pretty crazy. But with 30, Humble Mentality had, I guess, JJ. Showtime made this list as well. So Showtime finished at 8. Ghoul made this list, another AMC legend. He finished 9th with 24 steals. And then Trappers from formerly finished 10th. So, hey, congrats to the top 10. But most importantly, man, congratulations to the King of Thieves, man. That's your award. All right, Rejector of the Year. So, I cannot pronounce dude's name, but MFNKED, 662, whatever, right? KED. He's your Rejector of the Year, right? So from Area Code, representing the Area Code Boys, he is the Rejector of the Year with 13 blocks on the season. Now, this is obviously, because it's the way the math works, this was obviously the closest race out of all the races. I mean, because nobody's posting, 20 blocks a game, right? And so this was definitely the closest, but he finished it. He finished out. He won the award. And so big congrats to him. If you look at the rest of the top 10, so I actually came in second. So me and FOF Show really kind of tied for second, if you will. I think the only reason my name is above there is because AMC starts with the letter A, and it kind of just filters from alphabetical order. So I think that's the only reason it's like that. But yeah. So myself, Show, another member of the Area Code Boys finished 4th. I'm gonna say it's too easy. Is how you pronounce his name. Trappers, Paint again. All right, Paint finished 6th. Dollar TV. Now that is impressive. So the fact that Dollar, is in the top 10 for blocks, and that's a really impressive resume because y'all know he was also in the top 10. I mean, it's a case for Defensive Player of the Year. Go Angry Elf and Jay Racular. Man, Up and Over is all over the place, man. They got people all in these final top 10s. Let's go to Sniper of the Year. Who hit the most 3-pointers in the season? Of course, it's going to be your scoring champion, right? That actually makes sense. So Wet Like B, not only did he wind up, scoring 443 points, he hit more 3-pointers than anybody else as well, right? So winning the Sniper of the Year award with 56 on the season. All right, 56 threes. Congrats, man. That's the second award under your belt, man. So big congrats on that. and you're a champion, right? You're like, like I said, y'all went and swept the entire playoffs, which is just, dude, that's freaking insane. So congrats. Now let's talk through this. So the Mr. Efficient Award went to Dollar TV. Let's talk about it though. So in order to have so the criteria, right? So the thing that we wanted to do when trying to assess who had the overall best field goal percentage, the best field goal percentage across the season, we wanted to put a threshold, right? Like if you only played in 1 or 2 games, and in those 1 or 2 games you went 5 for 5, so you were 100%, but you only shot like 5, shot 5, attempts total. That doesn't necessarily mean you should be on this board, right? Like to be in the top 10, we found that the threshold that was even across the board is 50. Right? You have at least have put the ball in the air, 2-pointer or 3-pointer, at least 50 times in order to really be considered, number one, a scorer, and number two, an efficient scorer. So so we set that threshold at 50. So as y'all look to see field goals attempted here, all these numbers are above 50, right? All these numbers are above 50. And based on that, who had the highest percentage of field goals made with 50 or more field goals attempted, and that is how we determine who wins the Mr. Efficient Award. And that's how we got the Dollar TV. So Dollar attempted 91 field goals on the season and finished with an 82% field goal completion rate, like field goal percentage rate. 82. Dude made 82% of his attempts. That the Mr. Efficient Award, bro. Like that's just pure talent, man. That is pure talent. So congrats to Dollar TV from Up and Over. For those of y'all who are familiar with our other league, who's we're currently playing with right now, also underneath Too True, which is the KLA. He currently plays for Top Legion. He has some awards coming his way as well. Don't want to ruin it because I don't think we've announced it yet, but he has some more awards coming his way as well. So so congrats to Dollar on being Mr. Efficient. And then the last award, or second to last award that we're going to give out, is the Mr. Green Award. So the same way we did it for this one, the Mr. Green Award is the person with the highest 3-point percentage, but you would have had to have made 20%. Excuse me, you would have had to have attempted 23s or more in order to win the Mr. Green Award. So let's see who won that one. Again, Dollar TV. Crazy numbers, right? So 29 threes attempted by him. He made 79% of them. Crazy, man. 23 of 29 over the course of the whole season. That's impressive. Flat out impressive. So Dollar TV actually walks away with 2 different awards, both the Mr. Green and the Mr. Efficient Award. All right. Big congrats to him. Big congrats to Up and Over. Now, last but not least, we got to talk about MVP. All right. And there's a couple of different ways you could take this. You can go more defensive, you can go more offensive. And I looked very closely, right? Removing any bias away from it, and just looked. And what I did was I compared award winners, and I compared the award winners' resumes to how those resumes impacted their team. And when I thought about it carefully, there was only one logical choice on who's the MVP of season 1 for the private club. And that is the scoring champion, the sniper of the year, who led his team to sweep the playoffs. Forgot. So I'll come back to the records. But Wet Like B. So Wet Like B is your most valuable player from Up and Over. So I almost forgot, and I skipped right by it. We got to talk about the awards. Not the awards, but the records. The record holders for points in the game. I almost forgot about that. So most points in the game, dude from Tier 1 dropped 63 points against Xavier Musketeers. That was crazy, man. That was crazy. Before he left, Father Rand did get 28 rebounds against us, against the AMC Legends. That did happen. Most assists in the game. So K Broski hit 27 assists in one game against the Tier 1 Hoopers. View Accounts. Here again, another familiar name. A lot of people know, right? Because I think he's playing with the Black Pharaohs now and in our KLA. But yeah, he was on that up and over team. He got 10 steals in one game against us. All right. So he finished with the record for the most steals in one game. Go from Form Elite finished with the record for most blocks in a game. He did that against Team Domination, which is impressive by itself. And then yeah, the X guy, like obviously the game that he dropped 63 points on Xavier is the same game he had 19 3. Imagine 19 threes in one game. Crazy work. Crazy work, right? Crazy work. So that's it, man. And then there's your MVP. So that's it, man. That is the finale. All right, season 1 is complete of Private Club. It's been complete for like I said over 2 months. But you all deserve this episode for sure. You 100% deserved it, and continue to tune in. Like I said, the Private Club. Just kind of educating you all on the way ahead and how we're moving forward. The Private Club is the free league underneath the Two True brand. You also have 2 other leagues, 2 money leagues. So you have the Vault League, which is the under league. I would say that's like the middle league. And then you have the KLA, the Kingdoms League Association, which is the actual top money league underneath Two True. So really 3 different leagues underneath Two True brand.com. And stay tuned, right? Because we have a lot more coming. The playoffs for the KLA and the VLA start tonight. So all those playoff games will be live streamed right here on the Two True YouTube channel. And man, listen, y'all enjoy it, man. Like this is like super exciting. Enjoy what's coming. If you're not familiar with the teams, with the players, there's a lot of players who play with us in the Private Club that are now currently playing for teams in the KLA and VLA. So tune in, man. It's going to be a blast. Let's get this thing started. Let's go. There we go. Stop sharing. And yep, that is it. We can end the meeting.